Hi guys, welcome back to the second half.
I'm still Jade Star.
I'm still not winning. What is this? I didn't sign up for this. I'm supposed to be winning always.
Right. I did point this out in chat, I think, somewhere during the kickoff phase. That's not going to get shown. But New's really not in that bad of a position.
Oh god, no, not even close.
No, I've failed to hurt his team. Like, that was 8 turns of me basically doing what I needed to do to not lose. New still has all of his dudes. He's got a fresh new set of rerolls that'll be gone by, like, turn 2 somehow.
Probably.
And, yeah, he's not missing anyone. His KO came back. It's back to 11 on 11, and now he has the ball. And trying to stop elf offense is just annoying.
Oh, and I'm moving Asshole Tony because that guy's the strength 4 guard guy.
Yeah, I forgot I left him on the line somewhere.
Yep. So the plan was to frenzy punch him and like try to kill him or something, just because he's really annoying me. I burned the reroll, of course, obviously on the first block, but so your defensive setup is very conservative. Like, look how conservative that is. Again, I'm assuming this is based on the fact that you're watching these videos and you know that I like scoring fast, and just in general, elves like scoring fast. So
yeah. It was more based on you being an elf rather than tailoring
Right.
specifically to watching your videos.
Right. So obviously, what do you do if your opponent has all of his players in the backfield? You just don't run your whole team back there.
Yeah.
You hang out. So I'm gonna be sort of creeping forward, and then when I have the opportunity, after I fail the pickups.
See, this is
with the
right
dragon.
now where if you were Skaven, or I guess I was Skaven, it would just be like a gutter runner would be on your ball and scoring right now.
Yep. Yeah, luckily you're not.
Yeah.
So, even if I had the reroll, I probably wouldn't bother.
Yeah, it's not critical.
Your team is so far back.
Yeah.
And the dragon has accurate, so like I can make those long passes if I need to. But the most important thing right now is to not have your whole team where they are and have me. I want to be where you are, and I don't care if you're where I'm at.
Right.
So if we could switch, that'd be great.
I like how the tackle zone outline's kind of making like a face, like a Zelda monster.
Oh, I forgot I was gonna call it something. I was gonna call it because I was looking at your lineup, and I have a bad habit about naming them.
Right.
I was gonna call it the ogre.
Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah.
It was like the Shrek. You had the ogre ears and like the face.
Nice.
So that's what I thought of. Or maybe it was the frog. I can't remember. It was whatever. It's interchangeable.
The idea behight my the formation, though, is I wanted the mummies there on either side because they are my anchors. Like, where they go, my strength follows. Then I needed the whites behind it as well, because they're the ones that actually get shit done with skills and stuff. And then
like tackling suicide tank.
Yeah. And then the ghouls are back there because I figured you were going to run a catcher or two down, which you ended up not doing. And then the zombies are just kind of there to be whatever. And I was totally ceding the line of scrimmage to you. I mean, I did leave Mini Mummy up there by mistake, which, helps.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it was whatever.
Yeah.
He's at the point of attack, which is kind of where you want him to be anyway.
Yeah.
So.
But, like, you have a wide open backfield. I really don't have anything pressuring you. So I kind of move up a white and former elf caravan, the plus movement ghoul, to be like, okay, you either pick up the ball next turn, or I'm putting a ghoul on it.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, that's really kind of the extent of my threatening. If you wanted to hold on to it, you could have screened with the other 3 guys back there. But then you're just kind of burning time. I'm trying to create just a scrum in the middle of the field where I punch elves and hopefully, just throw a few of them off the field.
Yep. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Is, like, you want to be standing next to my elves so that you can punch them. But at the same time, you also want to be in the backfield so that you can defend.
Right.
And you can't really do both.
No.
And so I wasn't expecting you to come down this aggressively considering how far back you'd set up. But because you've done that, you've now given me the opportunity to just start running my players down the field.
Which I feel slightly okay with. I mean, I got Elf Caravan and Carp Tunnel back there, which can dodge off or engage or do something to one of your guys. Urst at the moment is standing and can get free. And, I mean, there's a bunch of redundant zombies back there as well that I can punch something off of and have them go stand next to people.
Yep.
Except for this happens, if you make that move.
Well, I'm sort of planning out my moves ahead of time. I'd like to punch Elf Caravan just because he's fast and he's a blodger, and if I can get him down, that's good.
Yep.
And then so basically the plan is to do the elf thing, which is to get elves down the field and to punch the players that I think are the most important, and then to try to just block for them. So I'm going to throw the 1DB, which it's not that unsafe, but I get the 6.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
Just rude.
The 6 on the 1DB, that's pretty cool. And now Zanzibar Jones is in a good spot to block off for Tina Fey.
Yeah, that really cuts into what I was saying about feeling okay with being able to peel and get back to the people you're going to put behind me. So you knock down my fastest guy, and then you put another dude in there to screen off.
Right. And that's just as a Blood Bowl rule in general, I don't really try to make there's no harm in making plans like that now, but sometimes right in the middle of your opponent's turn, you can he can throw 1DB and knock you down, and then your plans have now changed.
Yeah.
So I now have a bunch of people screened off on Tina Fey. I'm going to move L. Round Hubbard up through. It's a 3+ and a 2+, which isn't great.
You got dodge.
I have dodge, so I think that's above 50%. That should be above 50% chance of success. So that's two receivers in a position to catch the ball and score. And then obviously the last one would be Rip Guy Who Died, who I would like to, again, even though he's only a wrestler, more than anything else, to try to make you stand players next to him.
Right.
I don't think he's the greatest receiving threat because he has wrestle, but if you God forbid try to blitz him instead of one of my players who matters, then I'm cool with that.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out the best odds of success, especially considering I don't have dodge, and I decided that probably the best way is just to go around here.
I'd like to note that this is kind of elf stalling. You picked up the ball and just stayed the hell back in your own zone.
Well, you call it elf stalling, I call it protecting my ball. If none of your guys can touch my ball carrier, then he doesn't get punched, and that's good.
Yeah, I know. It's a very usual elf tactic just to sit out of the range of slower teams, which Undead is, unless I had whites and ghouls running at you. A friend, and then you just run forward 7 spaces, hand it off to somebody who runs forward 7 spaces, who throws it 7 spaces, and oh look, I've crossed the entire field in the turn. Fuck elves.
Yeah, you calling it stalling is coming from a place of frustration, I think. I feel from a
place of deep hate and spite, let me tell you.
Yeah, exactly. So this isn't the greatest screen. I'm anticipating being able to score, but just in case, I'm obviously me standing next to you is bad, because then you just punch me in the face and I probably die. Even though I haven't died, nobody's died yet.
Yeah.
But these Undead have some real soft hands, but if I can keep you from running your players down the field, I maybe have another turn just in case.
Yeah.
And also the loner is the secret receiving threat.
Yeah, I'm fuck that guy. I'm gonna mark him with a zombie. Everybody else gets important people on them.
Yeah, you're gonna regret that once I dodge that fucker. Hurl it from midfield right into the loner's hands. It's all 2+. He'll probably succeed.
I did want to make one comment about Undead being slow, and also here I probably should have checked if Urst could have dodged off and actually reached your ball carrier. That would have been a hella rude 1DB blitz, but I didn't. It's a
fair assumption that I was smart enough to not let that happen.
Yeah. But I know Coach Brainamp. Maybe you played him last season.
You probably.
Right. He runs Undead with 4 ghouls on the field at all times, so you can make Undead kind of fast if you do that.
Yep. And then you're giving up. Well, obviously they die a lot easier than zombies, but that's a very expensive team if you choose to run that.
Although, check out that hot zombie ball pressuring with recursive engraving.
Mm-hmm. So right now, my biggest threat is the zombie. I'm pretty scared of him.
Yeah.
And him combined with the other players, especially Elf Caravan, who's sort of shielded a little bit, can put pressure on my ball if I don't do something next turn.
Yeah. I mean, that's really the plan. I'm not doing anything to you this turn, but on the shelf is down. Elf Caravan can get up and go run after you next turn if you keep it in your backfield.
Yep. So you have not blitzed, but you have 4 players to my 3 elves.
Yeah. And this is bad.
Yeah. The key here is Nerves of Steel is actually going to be a great help here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's actually...
Yeah.
It's why catchers are so good, is because you're not going to be able to punch all of my players, so one of them's going to be standing up, and I just go throw to that guy, assume that you're not going to be able to pick me off, which, again, that's a 6+ for you to be able to do it, which is not the best odds. If I can avoid it, I'm definitely going to try to, but, so here we go.
So here's me trying to pile 2 of your catchers next to each other in a bunch of tackle zones. Like you said, it doesn't really matter tackle zones with Nerves of Steel.
Yep.
But after you catch it, you still gotta dodge. So
that's true.
Having people in their way still helps.
Right. As it stands right now, if I wanted to, I could just flip it over to Rip Guy Who Died, who could dodge through a tackle zone and then out of one. But for some reason, you've neglected Tina Fey, my best catcher, the blotch catcher. And Tina Fey is now only marked by a guard guy. So I think that my best odds of success are to do this.
Yeah, I mean, there was really nothing I could do here. You flooded my backfield with 4 receivers. I get 1 blitz a turn. These guys have Nerves of Steel. There wasn't enough I could do to prevent you from scoring with any of these guys. Like, yeah, Tina Fey right now is your best choice. But honestly, you could flip it to Guy Who's Died. You could flip it to the Loner down on the right. You've got options. Like, not even hard options at this point. Mm-hmm. But for me, this is still a mini-mommy frustrating you.
Fucking Goblin Aquarium. Making me make the dodge. So I want to, just to be super safe, like in case Tina Fey fails the catch or whatever,
right?
I would like Zanzibar Jones to be in a good position. So I'm going to, or oh right, I couldn't figure out why this was like that. Do you know why it's like that? It's because, the game's assuming that I'm punching from the square that I'm at.
Oh, so it's still counting Urst's guard against you.
It read it as a 1 dB. So here, that was just like a weird reading of it.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually trigger the blitz yet. And Goblin Aquarium.
Oh, you fucker.
First Kaz of the game goes to Suicide Tank. Get the fuck off my pitch, like right now.
My fucking mini mummy, you ass.
That guy was a huge pain, and he's now gone.
Yeah.
So the conservative move is to put Zanzibar down here because he's the plus agility guy, and then Suicide Tank is
I don't get why you didn't just run your blitz on Tantrum Spiral to free up Tina Fey.
That's an option, but this gives me the more players here.
Yeah,
and that might have been the better option, but I wanted to punch that guy.
That paid out for you.
I really wanted to punch that guy, and it paid dividends. So as long as Tina Fey doesn't roll a 1, we're scoring.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Okay. It's okay.
I was so hopeful for a moment, but like I said, there was little I could do to stop this score, and I'm really okay with it, too. That took, 2 turns?
That took 3 turns.
3 turns. That gives me 6, because you go ahead of me on this half. So that gives me 6 turns to do what I did last half. I mean, minus the mini-mummy.
In a Blood Bowl, we have a term called the 2-1 grind. Teams that employ the 2-run grind... Oh,
you fucker.
I get a blitz.
Oh, this is almost fucked everything up.
God, this would have been...
I remember this now. Man, my memory is so shit. We played, 4 days ago? 3?
We played, 3 days ago.
I totally forgot half of this shit.
I honestly, because I just got kick on that lineman, I just got kick on Loose Cannon, who's now down there, I honestly considered kicking it short. So, if I kick it deep, it's a lot harder for you to get your players down the field. To get the ball and to get it in the cage. So that sort of gives me an opportunity to try to be super aggro with my players and go punch the ball before it gets hyper caged.
Yeah.
But if I kick it short and I get the blitz like this, which a blitz is an 11 on the... No, it's a 10, right? It's right there. It's a 10 on the 2d6 dice. So it's not the greatest chance of it getting rolled, but if I can roll the blitz, then obviously I can just go stand a catcher down under the ball and have the ball and then be able to score.
Yeah, it's an amazingly annoying thing that fast elves and Skaven can do. If they get lucky on a blitz, it's just hi, I'm kicking basically to myself halfway down the field.
Mm-hmm. So, unfortunately, I was not that aggressive, but I now have a bunch of elves down here.
Yeah, you've got 4 elves closer to the ball, or as close as my team is.
Mm-hmm. And you're going a little strong on the line, so... There's 4 players who are tied up, and if you can't get this ball in a safe position, then I have a good shot on it, especially with Zanzibar being flared out to the left, and Suicide Tank, the blitzer guy, being in a good spot, right sort of near where you're going to want to set up. Yeah, and if you fail the pickup, it's all over.
Yeah, I am totally fucked if I don't pick that ball up. Typically, the second skill on my ghouls would be Sure Hands for basically this situation.
Automatic reroll.
Karp only has 1 skill, and Elf rolled a movement, so I had to take that.
You don't pass up stat ups if you can. Avoid it.
Oh, somewhere along the lines, I wanted to mention when we were comparing scorecards for team rosters. My team basically has only... Oh, there's an injury.
Loner! You were complaining that I had knocked out one of your guys and you didn't knock out one of my guys. But look, you just missed next game one of my favorite players.
Favorite loner.
The lasting implications of the loner being gone on the team.
Oh man, but I was trying to say the skill selection. Like you've got a good variance of skills around on your elves. Like I have only taken 3 skill picks: guard, tackle, and block.
Yeah,
that's all my team has taken.
There are 4 guard players, and that's real bad for elves. It's real bad for anyone who...
There's 5. Well, I mean, the 5th one, Mini Mummy's
that's right.
out.
He's dead.
Yeah, he rolled doubles. Like, you gotta get doubles for zombies to get guard, but they're great when they do.
So, this is a familiar scene. You picked the ball up, and you made the handoff, no problem. Also, it's turn 11, and you haven't had to use a reroll yet.
Oh, shit, did I, blink and miss it? The elf to carp tunnel handoff? I just saw Carp running upfield.
You were spitting some hot mess about your skill choices.
Yeah, okay.
You were talking about guard. I know when you talk about guard, it just sort of, like everything else just
guard is my favorite skill. Like
okay,
yeah.
Okay, yep, So, look at this fucking cage. This is a cyanide AI cage.
Hey. 3 of those guys were there from punching your shit on the line of scrimmage. I'm just using what was available.
That's what they all say. So I'm gonna use L. Ron Hubbard. So L. Ron Hubbard, again, he's now in the scoring position, just in case I can get this ball free. I probably, knowing how the first half went, I probably shouldn't bother, but I use him to also free up Suicide Tank from taking a punch by your tackle player.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna sort of circle you up a little bit. You don't have as many turns to do what you did last time, but you have the same number of players.
Right, and now you got one less.
Mm-hmm. I'm also not as I'm not as set up to screen as heavily.
No, I was kind of surprised how heavily you committed down that right side on that blitz. And basically the handoff to or the pick up the handoff roll was really a drive decider, because if that got fumbled at anywhere in that turn, put on the ground,
yep,
you had like 4 guys ready there to push the 1 player off of it, maybe 2 if the scatters were nice, and then just pick it up and run with it. Like that blitz could have just completely undone my entire first half lead.
Right. Based on how the last half went, I decided that I wanted to go big or go home.
You needed to,
yeah.
This was, it's a draw at 1-1 right now, and you're probably not going to be able to stop me a man down. You saw the first half. We could do just more of that. You needed to do something here to crack that ball off the ground. You needed to get out of my hands. Even if you don't score with it, putting it on the ground probably forces a tie, which is probably the best you're aiming for at this point.
Right. All is not lost. Zanzibar Jones, Suicide Tank, L. Ron Hubbard, all out of position to stop you from moving forward.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be blitzing down the field. Look, you're moving a square forward this turn. So yeah. I have time to
square
get those
forward
guys.
And 5 to the left though.
Yep. I have time to get these players back down. The problem is going to be, again, how the fuck do I break the cage? If the unrelenting cage is going to remain resolute, how do I get in there?
By the way, Unrelenting Cage, name of my garage band.
That's a pretty good band name. Jade Star and the Unrelenting Cages.
Yeah. I do have at least a little bit of a picket in front of my cage with the mummy. Oh, here's the 1 DV. You challenged me to roll failures.
Yeah, exactly. We struck up a deal in chat. I think it was during the kickoff. I said that I would promise to let my players die if you promised to fail more rolls. And so, that was the worst deal ever, because I lost a loner, and you don't care about the loner. That was a lose-lose. I lost a loner, and you lost. You failed a 1DB that could not matter any less.
No, especially since I stunned you. It's not even your dude gets back up before mine and gets away from him.
So what I wanted to do here is just punch Tantrum Spile a bunch with Frenzy. I rolled a block, unfortunately. Yeah. I think Zanzibar is better used than Suicide Tank is. I mean, yes, Suicide Tank has Frenzy, but I don't really... The problem with using Frenzy against a guy who's in a cage is... I'm now out of rerolls, because Zanzibar has the horrors of plus agility versus dodge. Right. Well, dodge wouldn't have mattered anyway, because you have time.
I think I made mention that Apostate's dice came back at some point.
I'm pretty sure you said that several times. Yeah. You've taken up the... Oh, no, asshole!
Ah.
You asshole. So, I think that Zanzibar Jones is more important because first of all, he doesn't have Frenzy, which is actually a benefit in this case.
There's a lot of guard laying around to trap yourself with, too, with that.
Yep. And if I need to get into that cage and throw the Desperation block, I can. Maybe. Well, I can...
Oh, just
I can,
the dodge into all of the tackle zones.
Or dodge, if your cage isn't like the full cage, then I can
Right.
dodge into some of the tackle zones.
Yeah, 5 agility really lets you do that.
Unfortunately, though, like, this ain't looking good.
No. Now you're short 2 players. You got, like, Elrond and the loose cannon way out of position.
Yeah. And I don't have... I have, like, 6 players, and half of them are on the ground, in the places that matter, and the rest of them are all gonna get
You've got,
screwed.
like, Tina Fey, Zanzibar, the dragon, Rip Guy Who Died.
The best chance I have here is for you to get complacent and stop being so
Yeah.
what's the term? So diligent about your caging. That's what I'm hoping for.
Tackle so good.
Tackle is real good against players with dodge. So by Suicide Tank, I didn't need you. I didn't need you anyway. You were no use to me.
At least it's just a KO. I mean, I know probably like some of the thread was specifically trying to kill him or stuff. I just put tackle just so I could get, you have a plethora of lodge.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
tackle's a great skill to have.
But I don't even have Mighty Blow on the whites, so I wasn't really trying to kill your dudes. I certainly was trying to knock them down because they're the most effective things at, stopping me from scoring.
So are you saying that you min-maxed and made your skill choices based on what my team had? Is that what you're saying?
Is that really min-maxing? That just sounds like proper preparation.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah. But, no, normally the first 2 skills, on any of my whites, not that I have a lot of history running undead, I'm actually kind of new at them.
Or just any white.
Or any blitzer, really, like, especially humans. Oh, look at this shit happening, and,
I get to punch the ball carrier once in the cage.
For a 1D. Yeah.
And so also I have plus agility, so I can just...
into 2 tackle zones.
I can do that. Maybe you try to punch Zanzibar with forgetting the fact that he has sidestep, and
you cut off the sideline.
I can close off the sideline, but
Right,
either way, like, it's turn 14, I gotta start doing something.
Yeah, that was probably your best move. And I mean, it had a 1 in 6 chance of just catastrophically screwing me. And then more failed dodges.
I could have made the second dodge, but, like, right now, you're probably just better off going to the right, because, like, all my players are over here on the left.
Yeah,
and,
punch Rip Guy Who Died, giant open section of field.
Yep.
So, in case I forgot, whites, blitzers, usually the first 2 skills I run on them are guard and tackle.
Yep.
Just, oh, no, don't do it.
Yeah, I really wanted you. Like, that wouldn't have affected anything. Really?
I think I pushed him the wrong way here, too. Yeah, I pushed him right.
Did.
I probably should have pushed him down.
I want to say you're just going to blitz with him, remembering correctly.
Yeah. I guess I was thinking I was going to run it down the sideline, but I don't remember. I mean, it was like 3 days ago. I can't remember shit.
And, like, I mean, no matter what you do, it's, like, you scored last time in basically this position, and I had twice as many players. And now, like, I have, like, it's the dragon is playing defense. Like, that's where we're at right now. Not ideal.
Yeah, taking 2 casualties and a KO, and then not inflicting any on your own on this drive. I mean, you're elves, but still 8 to 11 hurts.
Yep. Yeah, like, I wouldn't mind taking those casualties if, say, you were, like, 10 squares backwards from here.
Yeah.
But you were able to advance up the field, and also knock out a lot of my players.
Yeah.
So this is a ragtag crew of the rest of my team, but we'll see.
The few, the broken, the still conscious.
We'll see if I get a crack at the ball carrier one more time. Again, I can win. I could, like, dice get real. Dice get so real. I could just go win. I could just flip to Elrond and, like, whatever. I'm out of here. I'm elves.
Right. Yeah.
But the reality of the situation is that every single square around Carp Tunnel has guard.
Yeah, I mean, just look at that. Well, okay, it got fixed between the cuts. But for a moment, that was a real ugly cage.
Yeah, if you're paying attention to the clock, it's now 1:32. So you spent, I think you spent like a full minute deciding.
Because it was ugly. I did not like the look of that at all. Like, I had the, Trauma Gosling and Spinecracker kind of as the front corners. Trauma Gosling out of position by a little, and then I had the other white directly behind him. It was like, well, there's some access to my ball runner. I don't like that, and yeah.
So what I'm gonna do here, obviously I'm pulling Elrond down because I'm giving up on I was just talking, I mean, I wouldn't want to like give away this game immediately. I was just talking up the dream of being able to score with Elrond, but at this point I'm playing to do the tie.
Oh man, look at that. No. Dragon, so close.
Now, the game isn't necessarily over. It is turn 15, and if you wanted to be that guy, you could stall one more turn and just walk it in on turn 16. Like I my defenses are shattered. But if a wily upstart young kid can talk you into doing right now you have to roll GFIs to score.
Yeah, or hand off to Elf Caravan.
Or hand off to Elf Caravan. And either way, that's dice. If I can socially engineer you to score this turn, I can try the one turn again. Right.
Nah, I'm gonna sit here and stall. Fuck risking that shit.
You stop right there, and I see that there's one square left, and I'm like, fuck, he's not gonna do it. I know he's not gonna do it.
No, man, there's no reason to take this risk.
But...
Oh!
And I cut it. I spent some time. I talk him into it.
Yeah, I'm like, crap, is it stalling if I don't want to do the GFI? And then he was like, well, according to the thread it is, you dirty staller. I'm like, alright, fine, for hubris! And then I scored.
I mean, you stalled the last half. So...
Oh, I was so waiting for the riot to give you an extra turn.
Things are going to be a little bit different. You're going to put your mummies on the line. My decision... Okay, hold on. Okay, here's big ideas time. I was going to push Elrond Hubbard in a position using the zombie. Obviously, I can't be shoving around these mummies. That's -2s all the way. If I can throw this one -2, and then I have to throw a -2 on... No, it would just be a 1dB on your zombie. I could get him into a position that I could start 2dBing him and pushing him around. So, like, I'm making do with what I have. And look at this fucking greed on this guy. The fucking greed on this guy, rerolling the 3dB safe block.
It was 3 pushes. That's just insulting.
So, yeah, insulting. That's an interesting choice of words.
Look, I did not kill nearly enough elves. Look, man, like, the ground is tied for me with elves injured.
You didn't kill any elves. You just hurt them.
Casualty, whatever. Yeah. I got one casualty on a loner. The ground took out a guy.
Right. So I don't have rerolls, and I have to punch a -2dB, and I failed. And that's the game.
Yeah.
So there you go, Thread. The king has fallen. I'm not like an invincible super lucker. I can have normal matches and not win a game.
Yeah. This wasn't the exciting like bullshit matches, but this was good, honest Blood Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. This was the kind of match that we needed. We get 1 level in the loose cannon. He just got kicked, and he leveled up again because of the MVP. So we also have a little bit of money to do stuff with. We still need to buy a player back, and we get normals. So go vote, and we'll see you guys for the next one.
Thanks for having me.